Now, I know a lot of you want to get better when it comes to meeting women, talking to women, dealing with women. As you say nowadays, you want to get your Riz game together, right? But do you ever think to yourself, why should a woman choose me? How much sense does it make for a woman to choose me? We're going to talk about it. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
Bitch, you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
See, what a lot of y'all don't understand is that essentially you put the cart before the horse when it comes to meeting women and dealing with women, right? Now, the cart, so to speak, is your charisma, your ability to charm and disarm a woman, your ability to pique a woman's interest upon meeting her. That's the cart. But the horse, right, is you knowing yourself, you knowing what you're selling to a woman and why you're selling it to her and why she should purchase, why she should buy what you're selling, right? And a lot of you want a woman to choose you, but you don't even know why you want her to choose you, right? So you pretty much attempting to sell a woman a product that you're not familiar with, right? Some of you sell cars. If a potential client came to you and said to you, okay, why should I buy this car? Why should I choose this car over that car? So on and so forth, right? If they wanted you to tell them why they should buy a certain car, as a salesperson who sells that car on a regular basis, I'm pretty sure you could tell them everything, pros and cons that they need to know about that car so that from there they can make a decision on whether or not to buy that car. And if you plan to sell that car, you know, a lot of it depends upon how well you can describe that car and make it appeal to this potential client, right? Same thing with computers. Some of you sell computers or electronics or what have you. If someone wants to ask you, okay, why should I buy this computer? Why should I buy this computer as opposed to any other computer? You, as a salesperson, again, who sells this product on a regular basis, you could tell everybody you could tell the person everything they need to know about this computer that would appeal to them and pique their interest and make them want to buy the computer, right? It's the same thing with women. You know, women have more choices available to them than ever nowadays, right? Social media has made it where, you know, thousands of times more people have access to each other than ever before. You know, once upon a time when people had to meet face to face, women only had so many options. They still had a lot of options, but it's a drop in the bucket a drop in the ocean compared to today, right? Women have access to so many different kinds of guys and so many different kinds of guys to choose from, right? So if you want a woman to choose you, how well you convince her as to why she should choose you is going to be reliant upon how well you know yourself. A lot of y'all don't even know yourself. A lot of you are strangers to yourself as a man, right? And if a woman were to ask you, why should I choose you? Why you over everybody else? Okay, you look good. That's cool. You got your stuff together. You know, you got your own car, your own place to live. But other than that, why should I choose you? If you're standing next to 100 men that statistically have the same situation as you, why should I choose you over those other 99 or 100 men? Most of you wouldn't be able to confidently and validly answer that question. The reason why I know is because I've had conversations with a lot of young men. And when I pose that question to them, oh man, you should choose me because, I'm a fly nigga. I got my stuff together, shit, I get bread, I look good, I take care of myself, but that's something that anybody can say. That's something that doesn't take much thought. That's something that, those are things that on the spot, you pretty much describing the surface of who you are. You're not getting into depth. You're not diving deep. You're not even scratching the surface of who you are, right? And this is for a lot of young guys. And this is why I make videos like this, to provoke thought, not to necessarily give you the answers, because I could tell you why a woman should choose me, but because I'm not you, I can't tell you why a woman should choose you, right? But again, content like this is to provoke you to think, because I know it's not a lot of content out there that provokes you to think. A lot of guys give you what they think are the answers and what you think are the answers. But when it comes to certain things, nobody can give you the answers, right? They're like Sway. They don't have the answers, but you got to figure out the answers for yourself. You got to take time to learn yourself, right? As I've said before, first of all, you have to even understand what manhood is. What is it to be a man, right? And then once you understand what it means to be a man, then you can, figure out what type of man you are and develop your manhood, make your manhood grow, evolve your manhood, right? And then you can elevate your manhood. And then once you elevate your manhood, you can elevate the quality of women that you seek, that you pursue, right? As the old, equation goes, success is when preparation meets opportunity. Some of you have met a lot of opportunities that you weren't prepared for. And you may get the ball rolling. You may meet a woman and, pique her interest initially, but a lot of you won't maintain the right kind of women because you don't know how to make it make sense for that woman to really choose you, right? And see, when I say choose you, I'm not talking about just choosing your situation, because a lot of women will choose a good situation. But women that choose situations over the men in the situation, right? They pay more attention to the situation that the man is in as opposed to the man in the situation. Those are women that you won't really go very far with and aren't probably the best women to have, right? They might be cool to have fun with, but as far as a woman that you want to build with and have a true connection with, a woman that's going to choose your situation over you, the man in the situation, ain't really the ideal woman to have. But you got a lot of chicks that'll choose your situation, right? Or, choose you because they can see some kind of convenience that you can afford them. But, once and you'll go for that because, again, you're not familiar with who you are as a man. You're a stranger to yourself. So, you'll sell this strange product, which is yourself, to anybody willing to buy it, right? You're not looking for a quality buyer because you don't even understand the quality of the product that you're selling, right? If you look at high-end quality car dealerships, they look for a certain type of clientele usually, right? A lot of, luxury brands and high quality brands, they're accustomed to dealing with a certain type of clientele usually, right? So on the same token, you want to be that same way with yourself, right? Once you understand your product better, which is yourself as a man, from there, you'll have a better idea of the type of women that you want to target, for one, and then two, how you can pique that woman's interest and give her a real reason, as Sinful to P says, to choose you, right? So again, take time to understand yourself as a man and answer that question for yourself. Why should a woman choose me? And once you're able to answer that question with validity and certainty, you'll have much better action at getting the women that you're seeking out, right? But let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Go ahead, put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
Yeah.
I've been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby, where you been?